Why? Because you cut me off, Dick! In this episode of the Daily Writers Meeting, audio journals, and occasional video, we're discussing the smart athlete, diffusing situations rather than escalation. Friday here. What the heck are you watching? You're going to actually be listening to the Writers Meeting Daily audio podcast and sometimes video. And what the heck is the Daily Writers Meeting or the Writers Meeting Daily? It's basically, since I do mentoring and coaching and talent development with athletes, I often have a lot of thoughts in my mind, which if I wanted to save the ideas, I can use them for a future lesson at mxteacher.com or bmxteacher.com. And today, the subject that I wanted to talk about, actually there's going to be a couple subjects. By the way, I'm on a ride. I'm in some residential areas where there's always absolute minimum amount of cars, and I'm safe to record while I'm on the bike. I do preach a lot of safety, and actually today I'm going to be broaching the subject of safety when out on training rides on the bike, or if you're on runs, or even in your daily life. Thoughts, tactics, and strategies to be safe and to be smart and to be prudent, okay? Maybe what I should do right now, my arm's getting tired holding myself up, so I'm gonna stop real quick. So here's one of my, I have what I call best practices and guiding principles. I need to get some water because I'm getting cotton mouth here. Let me go back. Best practices and guiding principles. And just what the heck is that? I got massive shadow. Let me turn it around. See if I can reduce. Oh, that's better. That's better. Okay, so what are guiding principles or best practices that I'm going to talk about today? So in LA, where I ride a lot, most of the time, when you go out on a ride in the city or in the suburbs, there is oftentimes where the bike rider has a conflict with the car that's inconsiderate, or the bike rider is inconsiderate, and what I'm going to get into is, now I need to get some water here real quick. Hold on 1 second. So here's the idea, okay? It's not a good idea. Wise people avoid confrontations, and especially out in public. You might come upon someone that has road rage and they want to hurt you. Typically in those situations, you get drawn in to a very negative situation, and it could escalate into being physical, right? So the suggestion that I have here, one of my best practices, is some of you may think it's silly, but I used to have a habit, not a habit, but when I was younger, I used to get in confrontations with drivers that were totally inconsiderate or put me in danger, and I used to overreact emotionally. And I had a few times where I didn't get in physical altercations, but it really could have been physical altercations. So here's a guiding principle is before I leave or when I get out on my ride, at the beginning of the ride, the training ride, I remind myself, okay, that it's likely that I'm going to run into someone that's driving that is very inconsiderate, or they put myself in a dangerous position because they're just dangerous drivers, all right? So typically, when I was younger, I would overreact, I would get angry, and I would get bicycle road rage. And that just is not good. I had a few times where I could have really put myself in danger. I mean, actually, I really did put myself in danger. And then looking back, I count my blessings, because although I was put in danger, I got lucky and I didn't get physically injured, and the situation just didn't escalate. So what am I getting at here? So I remind myself that don't act surprised when you're out on a training ride or you're out on a bike ride and you got a driver that's inconsiderate, that puts you in danger, or you got someone that with road rage and they're yelling at you, honking your horn. I used to get so annoyed when I was younger when people would honk their horn at me. I'd get offended, I'd get angry. Even if it was just a little beep, it was like, no, it was ridiculous. I used to overreact and cause unnecessary conflict. So what I'm saying here is that this is crucial. It's crucial to understand that you can avoid confrontations by being smart. So if you are wise and you remind yourself that, you know what, confrontations are going to happen, don't act surprised. You don't got to overreact and put yourself in a bad situation, okay? Now, I will tell you, some people will just totally roll their eyes and not even consider this subject or what I'm talking about. But I'll tell you, there are hundreds of people a month that get in confrontations with drivers, bike riders get in confrontations with drivers, and they end up either in the hospital or permanently disabled, or sometimes a driver will use a weapon, all right? So I'm going to get a lot more into the guiding principles and best practices, and I'm going to get a lot more. I'm getting a little bit long-winded here. I'm at like 8 minutes. The pre-ride rituals, okay? The importance of having a pre-ride ritual. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, wherever this is posted, this will be posted on MX Teacher. It'll be posted on BMX Teacher. And this video, I may turn it into an audio podcast, but wherever this is posted, either on mxteacher.com or bmxteacher.com, I'm going to leave some additional notes about pre-ride rituals and best practices. So essentially what this is a senior athlete, professional athlete, coming back to share with the younger athletes how to avoid being foolish. Because here's the situation. If you underestimate the side effects or the consequences of being foolish, okay, you might put yourself in a highly undesirable situation where you could not remain safe and you might end up being injured. So anyway, if you got to all the way to the end here, I'm at 9.5 minutes. Make a comment and say, hey, Friday, I got to the end. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yes. Yes.